Call to order the meeting of the Verona Common Council for Monday, April 10th, 2023 at 7 p.m. We'll begin with the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Next, we'll have the roll.
Alderperson Helmke.
Present.
Alderperson Hoagst.
Present.
Alderperson Kemp.
Here.
Alderperson Kimmett.
Here.
Alderperson Posey.
Here.
Alderperson Reekie.
Here.
And Alderperson Touche.
Next, we'll move on to item 4, which is public comments. If any members of the public wish to speak, now would be the time to do so. Seeing nobody approaching the lectern, we'll move on to item 5, which is approval of the minutes from the March 13th, 2023 Common Council meeting. Questions, comments, or motions to approve?
Move approval.
Motion by Alder Kemp. Is there a second? Second by Alder Kimmett. Last chance for corrections. Oh,
I
Alder
just
Reekie?
wondered if anything came of the parking situation by the VAC, if any more research had gone into that.
Can you cover that in your administrator's report?
I sure can.
All right. Seeing no further discussion, all those in favor of approving the minutes from the March 13th, 2023 Common Council meeting, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. And that motion passes. I will move on to item 6, which is mayor's business. As you may or may not know, this is Alderperson Reekie's last meeting. She was elected in 2013, same year I was elected. And she figured 10 years was a good run, which I agree with. I just want to say, thank you so much for serving. I think you've really made an impact. I really appreciate the way you've spoken up. And I think, the work you did through parks is going to have an impact on the city for generations. So just, thank you so much. And in recognition of your service, we have a plaque. Any other comments on this item? Did you want to say something?
Sure. Well, thank you for those kind words. And I just want to say thank you to the residents of Verona and especially of District 4 for just entrusting me for these past 10 years to use my best judgment on your behalf. And it's really been an honor and a privilege to serve this community for 10 years. And I just feel like I'm going to miss being on this body and interacting with the public, and the staff is just amazing. Verona City staff is just all really good at their jobs. So I've really appreciated getting to be part of that. So thank you for being such a good staff. And I just think Verona's the best, so I'm going to miss, this is very bittersweet. But it's time, and I just want to say thank you to the residents and the staff of the city of Verona for my time here. Thanks.
All right. With that, I will move on to the second bullet point under mayor's business, which is a proclamation declaring Dark Sky Week, which I will read to you right now. Whereas it is recognized that the continued existence of light pollution as the standard living condition for over 83% of all people has clear and detrimental impacts on the health and wellness of every citizen of the city of Verona, regardless of where in the city they live, and on the health and survival of the wide diversity of wildlife and habitats within its urban borders. And whereas the future vibrancy and economic competitiveness of the city of Verona depends on the transition of energy consumption policies, practices, and procedures to those of carbon neutrality, the city of Verona has a proud heritage of incorporating green spaces and engagement with the natural world, and is valued and prioritized in the decision-making process of city governance. And the safety of every citizen is a fundamental product of this effective governance. And whereas the city of Verona is in close proximity to the home of the MMSD Observatory, and is in close proximity to the former University of Wisconsin Madison's Historic Student Observatory, which is now rededicated as the Bell Burnell Observatory UW Space Place, the Madison Metropolitan School District Planetarium, and the Madison Astronomical Society. It is the city recognized as a center for the exploration of the universe through research and educational focus on science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, through which we explore and engage with the cosmos around us. And whereas the 5 principles of responsible outdoor lighting promoted by the International Dark Sky Association, which state that lighting must be useful, targeted, at the lowest useful intensity, controlled to be on only when needed, and of the warmest possible color, as recognized in the City of Verona's ordinances and regulations, whereas light pollution is an issue that can be greatly impacted and mitigated in its negative impact through effective education, development of community awareness, and action steps that focus on light pollution issues, the effectiveness of carbon neutrality and energy efficiency efforts, and on accessibility to the splendor of the universe can be experienced by looking into a dark sky. Now, therefore, be it resolved that I, Luke Diaz, Mayor of the City of Verona, Wisconsin, do hereby proclaim April 15th through April 22nd, 2023, in alignment with the International Dark Sky Association as Dark Sky Week in the City of Verona. Thank you. And that concludes Mayor's business. We'll move on to item 7, announcements. Any announcements from the council? Seeing none, we'll move on to item 8, administrative reports. Mr. Sayer.
Thank you. Just a few items tonight. Just a reminder, we'll have our council organizational meeting on April 18th at 6 p.m. Board review will be held on May 16th. That's actually going to start at 6:15 till probably about 8:15, so that's a minimum of 2 hours that meeting needs to be. Also regarding board review, open book will be held on May 2nd from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. We'll have more information that'll be going out here in the near future on open book. And then lastly, we have some election information that was included in my report. I won't read that, but just kind of gives an overview of the voting kind of from the last election. And then finally, we have No Mow May is coming up, so we'll have some additional information coming out on that shortly, since the weather has finally turned and is starting to cooperate on that matter. Lastly, just regarding the parking question that you raised, Chief Dresser, I know, was working with Catherine Holt on creating the map and the ordinance for that. Staff did meet out there a few weeks ago. We looked at it, so that will be coming to public safety here pretty soon. I thought it was maybe going to make it tonight, but I'm guessing in the next meeting or two it will be on there. So has not been forgotten. It's just still being kind of reviewed and finalized. So it's coming quickly.
Any questions for Mr. Sayer? Seeing none, we'll move on to item 9, engineers report. Ms. Fisher.
Thank you. For the County Highway PD turn lane extension project, work has begun on westbound County Highway PD to extend the westbound left turn lanes just west of Woods Road and to modify existing eastbound and westbound County Highway PD curb and gutter to driveway curb and gutter sections where required for planned guardrail installations. Sign structures and guardrail installations are planned to begin in late April or early May. In late June, work is planned to begin to install signals at the intersection of County Highway PD and Woods Road. This also includes widening Woods Road and adding a westbound County Highway PD right turn lane to Woods Road. Daily lane closures on eastbound and westbound PD from Windswept Way to Northern Lights Road from approximately 9 a.m. to 3 p.m., as well as extended lane closures through various weekends, are planned to complete the work. There is a DOT project on U.S. Highway 18151 from Mount Horeb to Fitchburg. The project's intended to begin on April 10th, so today, and be completed in mid-November. The project is divided into 3 stages. Stage 1A from Herb Road to the Sugar River Bridge, just west of Epic Lane Interchange, with the intended time frame being April to July. Expect long-term lane closures during this time in this area. Stage 1B from Town Hall Road to Herb Road, with the intended time frame being April to mid-August. Expect long-term lane closures during this time in this area. Stage 2 from Sugar River to Fitchrona Road, with the intended time frame being late June or early July to mid-November. Again, expect long-term lane closures during this time in this area. In late April or early May, drivers should expect off-peak, so 7 p.m. to 6 a.m. lane closures throughout the project in all the stage limits. More information is included on the DOT's website. And with that, I can take any questions.
Any questions for Ms. Fisher? Seeing none, we'll move on to item 10, which is committee reports. First up, we have 10A Finance Committee. Alder Kemp.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. First, I'd like to make a motion for the payment of the bills in the amount of $1,432,335.24.
Motion by Alder Kemp. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Alder Humke. Alder Kemp.
Yes, first we have a payment of $65,161.42 to Parisi Construction for our Tech Park Water Main Loop for TIF 8. We have a payment of $58,845 to Burke Truck and Equipment for the first half payment for a truck for Public Works. We have a payment of $85,312.16 to the City of Sun Prairie for our annual payment for MPSC membership for the Police Department, a payment of $275,913.99 to AECom for various engineering projects, and a payment of $348,429.04 to the City of Madison for our County Highway M settlement, and finally, a payment of I missed this right here. Payment to Kaiser Chrysler in the amount of $72,638.50 for a truck for Public Works.
Thank you for that explanation. Questions or comments on the motion to pay the bills? Seeing no further discussion, all those in favor of paying the bills in the amount specified signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. And that motion passes. Alder Kemp.
Yes, I'd like to make a motion, possible action regarding discussion and possible action regarding TIF 9 and borrowing of approximately $1.5 million for Century School Park site improvements and construction of the park shelter.
So the motion is to use TIF 9 borrowing.
So it should be for a recommendation, yes, for TIF borrowing, correct.
Okay. Motion by Alder Kemp. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alder Humke. Alder Kemp.
Sure. The costs for the future Century School Park are approximately $1.5 million more than the developer's required contribution. Of note, the one bid the city received for the park shelter is $1.2 million, which is roughly $400,000 more than the original estimate. Staff is requesting authorization to move forward with the project, and specifically the shelter. A rebidding of the shelter will result in the project not being completed this year and park closures in 2024. Money for this project would be borrowed through TID 9.
Thank you for that explanation. Questions or comments on the motion? Seeing no further discussion, all those in favor of approving the TIF 9 borrowing of approximately $1.5 million for Century School Park site improvements and construction of the park shelter, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. And that motion passes. Anything further from Finance?
No, sir, thank you.
Thank you. Next, we'll move on to 10B, which is Plan Commission. Alder Posey.
Thank you. I'd like to make a motion to approve ordinance number 23-1022, annexing 148.5156 acres of land in the vicinity of Country View Road and County Highway PD.
Motion by Alder Posey. Is there a second? Second by Alder Kimmett, I think. Alder Posey.
The Plan Commission voted 6-0 to 1 with Powers abstaining on April 5th, 2023, to recommend the Common Council approve the request to annex approximately the 148.5156 acres of land to the city of Verona.
Motion before the body. Questions or comments on the motion? Seeing no further discussion, all those in favor of approving ordinance number 23-1022, annexing approximately 148.5 acres of land in the vicinity of County View Road, say aye.
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 Opposed, no. And the motion passes. Alder Posey.
I'd like to make a motion to approve ordinance number 23-1023, annexing 78.1096 acres of land in the vicinity of Northern Lights Road.
Motion by Alder Posey. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alder Kemp. Alder Posey.
Plan Commission voted 6-0 to 1 with Commissioner Powers abstaining on April 5th, 2023, to recommend the Common Council approve the request to annex the approximately 78.1096 acres of land to the city of Verona.
Motion before the body. Questions or comments on the motion? Seeing no further discussion, all those in favor of approving ordinance number 23-1023, annexing approximately 78.1 acres of land in the vicinity of Northern Lights Road, say aye.
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 Opposed, no. And that motion passes. Alder Posey.
I'd like to make a, I'd like to recommend we approve resolution number 23-011, conditional use permit to allow a day spa located at 524 West Verona Avenue, Suite 107.
Motion by Alder Posey. Is there a second? Seconded by Alder Hoax. Alder Posey.
The Plan Commission held the required public hearing on April 5th, 2023, with no comments from the public. Comments from the Plan Commission includes a good location for a small business, and voted 7-0 to recommend the Common Council approve the conditional use permit to allow the day spa located at 524 West Verona Avenue.
Thank you for that explanation. Questions or comments on this motion? Seeing no further discussion, all those in favor of approving resolution number 23-011, approving a conditional use permit for a day spa located at 524 West Verona Avenue, Suite 107, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. And that motion passes. Alder Posey.
I'd like to make a motion to approve resolution number 23-012 for a condominium plat for 410 and 420 West Verona Avenue to create 3 units.
Motion by Alder Posey. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Alder Kemp. Alder Posey.
The Plan Commission voted 7-0 to recommend the Common Council approve the condominium plat for 410 and 420 West Verona Avenue to create 3 units.
Thank you for that explanation. Questions or comments on this motion? Seeing no further discussion, all those in favor of resolution number 23-012, approving a condominium plat located at 410 and 420 West Verona Avenue, say aye.
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 Opposed, no. And that motion passes. Anything further from Plan Commission?
Nothing further.
Excellent. We move on to 10C, which is Public Works, Sewer, and Water Committee. Alder Touche.
Thank you. Item 10C1, I'm making a motion to approve a memorandum of understanding between Madison Metropolitan Sewer District and the City of Verona regarding Project ID 2022-108, Badger Mill Creek Path Extension Phase 2.
Motion by Alder Touche. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Alder Humke. Alder Touche.
Thank you. This memorandum of understanding, or MOU, describes a cooperative joint effort by the Madison Metropolitan Sewer District and the City of Verona for the purpose of design and construction of the district's pumping station 17 Force Main Relief Phase 2 and the City of Verona Badger Mill Creek Path Extension Phase 2. Given the proximity of the proposed project of the city and MMSD facilities within the anticipated construction corridor, overall cost savings for both entities can be achieved by constructing the projects together. By combining the 2 projects, cost savings are anticipated through economies of scale and the elimination of duplicate efforts. The MOU outlines the commitments and termination rights by MMSD and the city, including the cooperation. The district is the lead agency, cost allocations, design, easement acquisition, construction documents, and bidding. Put simply, this is similar to the agreement we did for Phase 1 for the project between the city and the district. This agreement has been reviewed by third-party legal counsel. And the reason for third party is we share the same legal company as MMSD does, so we got to go outside. Thank you.
Motion before the body. I had a quick question. When is the Badger Mill Creek Path Extension due to be done? Do we know?
Just come to a speaker, Mr.
Mr.
Jacobson.
Jacobson?
I heard May, and then I lost the year.
Thank you. The project is going to be bid this summer, and due to construction timing and product delivery availability for the bridge, we're anticipating within the construction documents, it'll be June of 2024.
Okay.
The path will be operational.
Thank you. Other questions, comments on the motion? Seeing none, all those in favor of approving the memorandum of understanding between Madison Metropolitan Sewerage District and the City of Verona regarding Project ID 2022-108 Badger Mill Creek Path Extension Phase 2, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. And that motion passes. Alder Touche.
Next up, item 10C2. I am making a motion to approve awarding Project ID 2023-102 Verona Pavement Surface Treatment Project, not to exceed $176,830.
Motion by Alder Touche. Is there a second? Second by Alder Kimmett. Alder Touche.
We only received one bid from Farmer Asphaltic Sealers in the amount of $176,830. The estimate without contingencies was $183,950, and with contingencies was $202,345. Farmer Asphaltic Sealers has provided this service for the city of Verona for the past 9 years and performed at or above city expectations. Based on past work performance in the city of Verona and references checked, Public Works staff is of the opinion that Farner Asphaltic Sealers has the personnel, equipment, and financial assets necessary to complete the Verona Pavement Servicing Treatment Project. Please note, there's really only 2 companies in the state that do this work, so we're not going to get a lot of bids. Thank you.
Thank you, and thank you for that last bit of explanation, too. I was wondering. Motion before the body. Questions or comments on the motion? Seeing no further discussion, all those in favor of awarding Project 2023-102, Verona Pavement Surface Treatment Project in the amount specified, signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, no. And that motion passes. Alder Touche.
Thank you. Item 10C3, I'm making a motion to approve an offer to purchase for lands necessary on Parcel 8 for Transportation Project Plat 286-2022-119 under Project ID 2022-119, County Highway PD.
Motion by Alder Touche. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alder Humke, I believe. Alder Touche.
City staff and professional negotiator have worked with representatives of the landowner on this acquisition. The agreement allows the city to acquire land and other property interests for a County Highway PD Transportation Improvement Project. The property is located on the northeast quadrant of the intersection of County Highway PD and Shady Oak Lane intersection. This is a land sale only. Project required 0.042 acres of right-of-way, 0.872 acres of existing right-of-way, and 0.292 acres of temporary limited easement. The offer presented to the owner is $10,100, and it was accepted. Thank you.
Motion before the body. Questions or comments on this motion? Seeing no further discussion, all those in favor of approving the offer to purchase lands necessary on Parcel 8 for Transportation Project Plat 286-2022-119 under Project ID 2022-119 County Highway PD, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. And that motion passes. Anything further from Public Works?
Nothing for tonight.
Excellent. We will move on to 10D, which is Public Safety and Welfare Committee. Alder Ricky.
I make a motion to approve an application for a liquor license premise amendment from McCarthy Properties LLC, doing business as Patty Mac's Neighborhood Pub and Grill, formerly It's Time, located at 608 West Verona Avenue. Patrick McCarthy, agent, contingent upon final approval from the building inspector and fire department.
Motion by Alder Ricky, second by Alder Touche. Alder Ricky.
Patty Mac's is requesting to amend their premises description to include an outdoor patio. Staff recommend approval of the amendment as proposed, with the perimeter clearly defined by the fence. Final approval will be contingent upon building inspector and fire department approval.
Thank you for that explanation. Questions or comments on the motion? Seeing no further discussion, all those in favor of approving the application for a liquor license premise amendment from McCarthy Properties LLC, doing business as Patty Mac's Neighborhood Pub and Grill, located at 608 West Verona Avenue, Patrick McCarthy, agent, with the contingency specified, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. And that motion passes. Anything further from Public Safety?
Nope, that's all.
Excellent. We'll move on to 11, which is new business. First up, we have 11A. We have a discussion and possible action regarding the public improvement agreements between the City of Verona and ICE, Inc. Mr. Sayre.
Thank you. The proposed public improvements agreement is for the installation of public storm sewers associated with the expansion of the hockey rink. If you actually opened the blinds and looked out the window, you'd see the work going on right now. The work is presently occurring east of City Hall, right behind us. The proposed agreement does not include language requiring a letter of credit due to the project being located on public lands and a minimum impacts to adjacent properties. Staff was comfortable not having a letter of credit. Staff recommends the Common Council approve the public improvement agreement between the City of Verona and ICE Inc., subject to final review by the City Administrator and City Attorney.
Thank you for that explanation. Questions, comments, or motions? Alder Touche.
Will this be done before hometown days?
Last I heard, it was going to be close. So I don't have an answer for you, but I heard it was close.
Thank you.
Other questions, comments, or motions? Or motions?
I'll make a motion to approve the public improvements agreement between the City of Verona and ICE Inc.
Motion by Alder Touche, seconded by Alder Host. Motion before the body. Questions or comments on the motion? Seeing no further discussion, all those in favor of approving the public improvements agreement between the City of Verona and ICE Inc., contingent upon final review by the City Administrator and City Attorney, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. And that motion passes. Next, we'll move on to 11B, which is a new business, 11B, which is a discussion and possible action regarding the performance of the Public Works Department. Mr. Sayer can give us a very brief overview in open session.
Sure. Staff is just requesting a closed session with the Common Council to discuss this matter.
Okay. I would entertain a motion to go into closed session. If someone wants to make it. Alder Kimmett. Make the motion on the item and then read the stuff in italics.
I move that the council goes into closed session regarding performance of the Public Works Department. The Common Council may convene in a closed session for discussion and permissible action regarding the performance of specific Public Works Department employees as authorized by Section 19.85 Parent 1, Parent C of the Wisconsin statutes to consider employment, promotion, compensation, or performance evaluation data of any public employee subject to the jurisdiction or authority of the City of Verona, specifically for purposes of considering employment and performance of specific Public Works Department employees and appointees of the council.
Motion by Alder Kimmett. Is there a second? Second by Alder Kemp. This is, of course, a roll call vote. If Clerk Lick would be so kind as to read the roll.
Yes.
Yes. Yep.
Aye.
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 All right, we will move into closed session as soon as the doors are closed.
He must have just hung out, but
Taking too long.
he's probably on his side, but up front.
Relieved. I always hate, like, with closed
Oh, he's giving me
sessions.
shit.
Like, please don't stay here the whole time.
Tell him that I was looking for him, I was disappointed.
No, I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm not participating in it.
Come on,
Adam had an update.
he'll come running over.
Yes, it is 8:21 PM, and we are back in open session. We had a valuable discussion in closed session and took no action. With that, we'll move on to item 12, adjournment.
So moved.
Motion by Alder Touche, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alder Kemp, I think. All those in favor of adjournment, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. And we adjourned at 8:21 PM. Thank you, everyone.
Goodbye, Heather.